Hello.
Thank you so much. Finally, I've seen your real face.
Oh, oh, my face is all over my business page.
Thank you so much for creating our time to come on Baker's TV show. Despite the short notice, we really
Oh.
appreciate that. And let me start with you first before we get to touch the topic for today. How are
Okay.
you? And how is Atlanta treating your business over there?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And Atlanta is great. It's amazing. The weather it's pretty hot right now, but we're managing. We're surviving.
Okay.
So,
What actually pushed you into baking as part career of your life as a business?
all right. So I'll say baking is something that started for me as a passion. I just loved being in the kitchen. And I would say my mom was probably like the role model. She's always in the kitchen. I love to be in the kitchen, see what she's cooking and things like that. I would say I would make experiments. Like my families were the people I used for experiments. I would bake something, even me myself. I know that, oh, this doesn't taste as great as I think it is, but I'll make everybody in the house eat it to just kind of give me their own biased, feedback. Like, what do you think? Does it taste good? Like, what should I change next time? And things like that. So I feel like it was something that started as a passion, something that my mom did and I loved it. I loved helping her out sometimes when she gets orders and things like that. So I don't know. And whenever people eat my pastries and the more I got better at doing it, it just makes people happy, makes me happy as well. So it's like a win-win situation. So yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to ask you, is it passion that is still running the business or
I was talking to someone like a few days ago on Instagram. Like she responded to one of the reels that I posted. I said I was still working very late in the kitchen, and she said, I think the money is the motivation. And I said, passion plus money is what brings the motivation. And it kind of, just and the joy that comes with it as well. Like, I'm happy doing people's orders and making their orders and them giving me feedback and reaching out and saying, oh my God, everyone loved it and stuff like that. It just makes me happy. So passion plus money is what is driving the motivation still.
it's
So
okay?
yeah.
You know that a lot of we have a lot of young people in the baking industry around the world. Quite a number of them don't know the business part of baking. That's why some of them bake into depression because they are not making progress from the business. My first question will be what inspired you to start your baking business?
So what inspired me to start my baking business, like I mentioned before, is the passion and the happiness that it brings to people. People, do appreciate like the love and the attention and the effort that you put into, making their pastry. So I'll say it was passion for me from the start, and then it was something that later turned into something with purpose. Like even those people that would taste it would be like, sometimes I'll just bake in general and give to people for free, just like because, oh, I baked something yesterday. I can't wait for you guys to try it. And I take it and give it. I'm like, and they will call me, why are you not making money out of this stuff? Like this pastries taste so good. So I'll say it was the passion and the motivation from other people that pushed me into, turning it into like a brand that it is today.
Okay, as a young brand, in your early stage of baking, what were the challenges you were facing or establishing your brand?
All right, so I'll say the challenges that I did face bringing it up. It has a lot of varieties to it. Oh, what would the name be? The production, the marketing, the packaging, like just everything that comes with business. Like, how am I going to calculate my income, my profits? You want to do business, but also make profits from it, right? So it's like, business I would always tell people is so big and it's like nobody knows all the answers to it and you just have to basically know your ways around it and also do your research. So for me starting up here in Atlanta, it was more of like knowing like the licenses that you needed to get to make sure you're being able to operate, and things like that. So there's so much components, just so many components to this baking business. Yeah.
Looking at your work, I see that you try to have a signature on your cakes that whenever people see your cake without seeing you, say, "Oh, we know where this cake is coming from. We know this cake is coming from All I Love." So I want to ask you, how were you able to create that niche in the baking business or in the baking industry for yourself?
Yes, branding is very, very important. Like, like my sisters always tell me, you have to make sure you're putting your stickers on everything that you do. And I've had multiple people text me and even call me. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I went to this person's house and I tasted this pastry, and they said you were the one that made it," and things like that. So it's like, even though people, you think people are not watching, they are watching. If it's possible, put your branding on, probably like the boxes you use to pack their packages, on the bags, on the bottles, whatever your branding might be. But you just want to make sure you're putting your things out there, really. So branding, I would say, is very, very important. 100%.
As a brand, who are your target audience in business?
My target audience, everybody. Everybody is welcome. Like everybody, like I know like Nigerians in diaspora for sure, but everybody, like my local foodies, like if you're open to trying new things, and quality pastries, like I'm super open to that. Like I have some clients that are not like Nigerian, but they do enjoy certain things on our menu. So I would say my target audience is everybody, all the foodies out there that love to eat good and quality pastries. Like I would make it for you. Like that's why I'm here. So target audience is everybody.
So,
Everybody.
how do you price your baked goods, and how often do you review your price list, especially at the moment that the price of cake baked ingredient are increasing by day?
Yes, yes. That is also part of the challenge because one thing we want to do is we want to remain affordable, for customers, but also you don't want to make the business run at a loss. And customers don't do quite very well with having prices change on them. Like you might have someone say, "Oh, I bought this for, the meat pie was last week when I ordered from you. One was $3, but this week I've put 25 cents on it just to make it $3.25." They do not like that switch at all. But at the end of the day, is not our fault. Like prices of ingredients are growing up. The economy too is it's been a little all over the place lately. So um we still try to make sure we remain affordable, but we also want to make sure that we're giving them quality products. So I would say I do not change my prices quite often, but I review them like, let's say, every 3 months. So at least it gives the customers like some time to know, like, oh, this adjustment has been made and this is what it's going to be. So instead of switching up on them daily or weekly, just trying to like give it a stretch. So I review my prices like every other 3 months based on my shopping lately. Oh, I used to buy this bag of flour for, $50. Now it's $60. So let me see how I can maneuver these prices a bit. So I do change prices or review them every other 3 months, something like that.
So, what is the most challenging part of running a baking business?
All right. So based on my personality, the most challenging I would say lately is the marketing. I am a very,
Mm.
very, very shy and conservative person. And looking at this new era, people like they want to see your face and have you do all this content and post. It's not really about, oh, I made puff puff today, let me just post a picture online so people can see I made puff puff. No, they want to see the face behind the brand. So for me it has been very tough, but I've been trying lately to put myself out there when I'm doing some things in the kitchen. I try to put out like some behind the scene, like this is how we make our, puff puff. This is how we make our chin chin. So the marketing part, I would say, is the most challenging for me lately. And for someone that is not very tech savvy, like I don't know how to take pictures at a good angle. Like, there's just so many things to it. Like, there's certain pictures. For me, when I take pictures, I'll be like, hey, the sun is out, so let me go and take picture because it gives like this bright, you know, like they call it skincare routine picture to like the snacks and stuff. Like I've bought like light stands, no, just to kind of give it that, like there's just so much to it, and I'm still learning, and I'll say I'm not perfect at it yet, but my advice, whoever wants to start a business, just know how to take good pictures and create good content, really. Just to kind of get the attention of people. Like people have a very, very short span of attention lately. So if you create content and put yourself out there, show your funny, goofy side, people tend to connect with you on that level. So yeah.
Okay, let me take you a bit away from the topic. I want to
Yes.
ask you, what is the importance of social media when it comes to um, marketing?
I would say social media is very vital. It's very vital, very important. Because that's the way like we get to like showcase our goods to people. You can be in your kitchen all day baking, and no one knows that you're even baking. So I feel like social media is very, 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 very essential and vital. Like I can showcase my talents, tell people what I'm doing. You might even be in this community and there's a lot of people around you and they don't even know you're baking whatsoever. You even have a business that exists. So social media has kind of helped us to like kind of like leverage that a bit. You can post stuff and tag like your community, and people in that area would know like, oh, there's someone here in this area doing something. So I wouldn't brush it off that social media is not important. It is very important. You just have to be able to know how to use it to meet your target audience. Like older people, 80 something or 75, they don't use social media. They'll be like, hello, I have my son is doing something I want to order. So I try to make it in a way that I'm open to either you call me or you text me or you send me a DM on Instagram or WhatsApp. Our older adult people, they use WhatsApp a lot. So I try to just be like open with all forms of reaching people, depending on, like the age differences and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. As a brand, how do you manage your feedback from your customers, especially some negative feedback?
There is no business without negative feedback. It would always come. Even when you know that you're doing the right thing and 100 people have told you, oh my God, this is the best meat pie I've ever tasted. And there's one person on the other side that says, I don't even like this at all. It is very hard. And I'll say business is so hard in a way that we can't satisfy everybody, right? Everybody would always have different palettes. Everybody will always have like different preferences, and that is okay. But when I get like negative feedback, I take it with so much grace and humbleness, just trying to find, okay, I appreciate this feedback that you've given, but I want to know why. Not like, oh, this feedback is not good, it's not good. Tell me why. What is not good? It can be was it the crust that you didn't like? Was it the filling? Was the filling not seasoned enough? Like I always want to get to the reason why, because I know that I do have, a wonderful recipe. People have eaten my pastries. I've gotten a lot of feedback, like very positive feedbacks, and I have returning customers that do come every single time to order. So if I'm having you tell me that it is not good, I want to get to the root of why it is not, so I know what to adjust, right? We get feedbacks to grow, and nobody knows it all. Nobody's perfect at this stuff. And even this recipe, I always say there's a recipe god somewhere, because these recipes have a mind of their own. You might have been doing this for 10, 15 years, and today you might just be in the kitchen and mix it up and it's not coming together the way it would come together. Like, so things do happen in the kitchen, and if I see like it's my fault, I apologize. I try to like, give solutions. Oh, I'm sorry that happened. I can give you this discount, or I can refund half of the money and things like, just to kind of make sure that the customer is comfortable. But my first step would be, what was wrong with it? You got to tell me what. You can't just say everything. What was wrong with it? So I can know where to tailor, like making changes next time. So, yeah.
Why do you think your products or baked goods are unique and outstanding for new customers that are are still waiting to patronize you?
I would say they're very unique because it's made with love, just like our name sounds, all love in a basket. I feel like baking has to come with some kind of passion in it because it's very tough. It's I feel like with food and baking is tougher because you're using your hands, you're rolling the dough. You get mixed up sometimes, but it still comes with like a lot of that, every effort. Like sometimes I might be in the kitchen all day, my shoulders are hurting from morning to night. I'm standing on my feet all day. So for what makes us unique, we pay so much attention to our details. We make sure everything is done perfectly for you. Like we work in like a very clean kitchen. We make sure like we're using quality, ingredients for our pastries. We take so much time and so much patience, like making people's orders, and it just makes us happy as well. And we also want them to be happy. So yes, we make everything here in our kitchen with so much love and so much attention. That's what makes us unique. One of the challenge basically would be growing. Growth takes time. Growth takes effort. And as someone that is upcoming, you're like, oh my God, I know my pastry tastes good. I know, like, I've had so many people reveal it, but why is still people not, like, reaching out? There's sometimes, and as all businesses, you won't have orders every single day. So that's where it comes in with, okay, during those times I don't have orders, what can I do to make myself better? Am I going to keep testing ingredients in the kitchen? Am I going to, sign up for this courses online or something, like, just to kind of be better? So I feel like it's tougher because most of the times we get discouraged. Even though your pastry is good and all, you get discouraged, like, with all these things I've been doing, everybody's saying it's good, is that, why is this, we try to compare a lot. And as an upcoming brand, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are brands out there, they're making it, they're very successful, and you look up to them, you're like, I want to be like that. What are they doing? This means part of us are doing now, and these people will get thousands, and millions of views a day, and I'm doing the same thing, and just 5 people. Are you all seeing what I'm saying? So it can be very tough to keep it going and to be motivated. But if you know the reason why you started in the first place, all those other distractions, you wouldn't pay so much attention to. But it can be very hard, and there's nothing wrong with looking up to others and praying to be where they're also at. But you also have to think about what effort they have put in to be where they are. So as long as you're ready to put in that effort and you stay true to yourself, I feel like it would take you a long way. Like, it could be very tough, not comparing yourself to others, but just keep praying and open for the best.
Beautiful. I would like to ask, what do you do on your spare time when you're not baking?
Okay, so when I'm not baking, I'm actually a full-time math and science teacher. So I'm an educator here in the United States. So I'm at work Monday through Friday as long as the kids are at school. So I do teach math and science. I'm a full-time teacher, and I do baking just on the side. Um, I mean, I love the teaching. I love the kids. I've always wanted to do that. That's why I went to college for to get my teaching license and all. So even though I'm going to school 8 to 4, I still come back in the afternoon and I still bake if I get orders that day. So I feel like it could be very tough. It's very hard, but I love baking and I love teaching. And I don't think I'm gonna leave one for the other anytime soon.
Okay. I would like to ask you as well. As a brand owner, how do you think it is possible for your brand to affect your environment positively in terms of if you have opportunity, would you encourage young people to still venture into baking?
Yes, I would say yes. And even if it's not baking in general, anything that, they're good at. I always say handwork is something, it's a skill that nobody can take away from you. When worst comes to worst, you can always use your talent to make money and survive. So 100%. And I've had few parents reach out to me most of the time and say, oh, I have this 15-year-old daughter. I know you have this business and she likes to be making cupcakes in the kitchen and all that stuff. Like, are you going to would you by any chance do a class where you get to teach them and all that stuff? And I'm like, for sure. Like, the business is still growing right now, and it's something I'm looking forward to in the future, where I get the chance to, gather young-minded people that do really want to do this and share my, experience and skills with them. So I'm looking forward to that in the near future. But right now, we're still a brand. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get to a certain capacity. So when we know we've reached that goal, we'll be able to venture out and be able to, teach like-minded people that will want to be bakers out today. So
Like
yeah.
I can't wait to see this brand at that level. And
Yes.
I will also ask you, if you have opportunity one more time again, will you choose baking as part of your career?
1,000%. 1,000%. I don't think I'm gonna leave it anytime soon. And even if, in the future my kids like, Mom, I like your, I'm gonna teach my kids and they're gonna know how to bake, and it's gonna be something that continues on in the family. So yes, I would choose baking.
Okay.
It's very fulfilling. Yes.
Where should we be expecting to see this brand in the next 3, 4, 5 years from now?
I would say as humans, we make plans, but God says, or God stamps it. So I can hope for all this and have all these ideas, but we're going to continue praying and putting everything in God's hands and let God lead, be the leader and be, the carrier of this business. I have so many ideas in store, but as God wills. But I hope by 3, 4 years, 5 years from now, we get to reach more people, put ourselves more out there, and just be, I would say, more of like making sure our brand is getting better and better, making sure, when people order from us, it's 100% they know that they're getting quality, and it's not like quality today, no quality tomorrow. We want to make sure we're keeping, our pastries up there at the standards of our customers. So God wills, we would progress more than this and try to put ourselves more out there by God's grace.
So how do you manage your order and delivery for your baking business?
All right, so how we manage our orders. So like I said before, to make it open for all age groups, we take orders on WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp business account. We take orders on our Instagram DMs as well. We take orders by phone calls or texts. So we leave it open based on, whatever platforms our customers want to use to reach out to us. For our deliveries, before I used to do like a flat rate delivery, but right now, because distances, we're venturing out, like we have people ordering from us like from all over the place, but we do use this platform known as Uber delivery. For those that cannot pick up their orders, they can send in a Uber, and I give it to the Uber driver, and they get their orders delivered. And we also have where customers can also pick up their orders in person from us.
How do you ensure your consistency in your baking business or baking
um,
product?
So our consistency comes from our the word I would use here is measurement. All right. I'm an oldie, so I do have a notebook. We write down our recipes in this notebook, like if I have changes and things like that. So to make sure that it is quality. Sometimes back in the day when I would my mom, when I would watch my mom bake, she'd be like, I know everything is in my head. Like the adults, they memorize all the recipes and things like that. But I'm not. I won't say I'm not a Gen Z, but I like things written out more. I feel like my memory works better like that. I have my recipes written out, like this is the amount of grams that I need. Like I don't think, oh, I think last time I used 10 grams of sugar. I don't remember, but like writing it down and keeping some kind of record of your recipes. And it also makes it very easy to make changes. Like, oh, today when I made this meat pie, I made this switch with the recipe. I'm going to write it down for next time. Because one thing, it is like we bakers, we have all this imagination in our head. We want to make changes and do this and that. What if someone tastes it and be like, oh, I like this meat pie that you made, but then you're like, oh, I didn't remember what I mixed together. Oh. How would I make this same exact quality for this customer? So keeping a record and making sure you invest in a scale to make sure you're measuring out your ingredients and making sure you're getting, because the scale gives you the exact measurement every single time, no matter how many times you mix that same stuff. So keeping records. So invest in a measurement scale. It does wonders.
Have you ever done a job that backfire?
Backfire. I would say maybe once, and I would say maybe backfire. I think I was just trying to have my creative, I was trying to show my creative self in the kitchen with this order that I got. I'm like, let me make this switch. It can't be that bad now. Let me make this customer would like it and stuff like that. So yeah, the customer did get the order. Like, hey, I'm sorry, oh, did you had this, and that, and in this recipe or something? I don't know. Like, it didn't taste like the one I ordered the last time. I was like, hey, it don't happen. I'm like, I don't know what happened. It wasn't like I was lying to her, but I was trying to like make us see like the creative side. Oh yeah, we did make some changes to our recipes. We hope you like it, but it was not sitting well with that customer. She wanted the exact thing she ordered the last time. So I would say as bakers, I know we always have this creative, let me put pepper inside this cupcake really quickly, or let me do this. They will like it. It will give it this banging effect and stuff like that. But I'll say to not always try to like, that's why we always say test your ingredients or test your recipes first. All right. For me, when I change stuff to my recipes, I bake it not to sell, but to have people taste it for me. Like, these are random peoples that I don't know that would not give me like biased like feedback. Like, it tastes good, or even though they know it doesn't taste good. I just give random people. So if I get, let's say I was looking for 5 positive feedback and I get 4 out of 5, and I'll be like, interesting. Like, okay, this is not as bad as I thought. So I would say not switching things on customers. So in which the customer did eat it, but she wasn't just as happy, as I would have wanted her to be, because I was like, when I ate it, it was good though. But to the customer, it wasn't all that. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And well, which baker in the world are you looking up to, and you wish that one day you will definitely get to that level?
Huh. There are lots of bakers I look up to, and I would please ask that I don't mention names so I don't miss out a name. But there are quite a lot of people that I do look up to that have also joined their pastry classes. So even though as a growing brand, I don't know it all, and I don't say I have like the perfect recipe. There's never a perfect recipe. So I do still have people that I look up to. I join their classes. I pay to go see their classes and see like, this person is very successful in this business. What are they doing, and what notes, key things can I take from them? So I have quite a lot of them. And because of my distance right now, so a lot of the sections that I do with them are mostly online on Telegram. So I do have like, let's say about 5-10 teachers that I'm learning from currently. Like, I feel like everybody just has their own spark. Yes, I feel like even though I have 99.9%, and I know that that recipe is good, 99.9, I'm still looking for the 1%. Like, why can't it be 100%? That is me. So even though I know I'm doing very good, I still want to see the good that other people are doing and take 1 or 2 things from it. So there are quite a lot of them. So I would please beg not to mention names so I don't miss one out.
Okay, if you have an opportunity for your one request from you to be granted, what will be that request?
A request would probably be maybe be in a kitchen with one of the bakers that I do look up to, like in person, not like I'm seeing them, online, or I'm seeing LOI. Just be in their space, like shadow them for 24 hours and see how they get this stuff done, because this is hard work. This is hard work. Like, I want to see how you're doing it. Like, you make it look so easy on social media. Like, I want to come to your store or your bakery and see how this goes down every single day. So I'd really open to that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And before you go,
Yes.
what would be your advice to the young people that are still venturing into the baking business? just like you?
My advice would be do it. Do it. Make sure it's not just about making money because sometimes the money it's people always say you're making you have a business you're rich and stuff like that. It's not really about the money because sometimes you won't have orders for weeks and sometimes you'll be very busy. All right, so just making sure that if you're trying to go into this baking business, it's coming with passion first and then the money making can come after. Keep yourself motivated. Try to continue learning as much as possible. Like no one knows all the answers or the perfect recipes. Just be open to also taking corrections because that's how you learn. Don't think, I've arrived. I know what I'm doing. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Just being humble, just been very, very humble and learning and, socializing yourself with people that would uplift you as well, that would keep encouraging. Because sometimes it could be very tough to keep up that motivation. Why am I sitting in this house now? 2 weeks now, nobody has said, I want to order meat pie, I want to order. So it could be like, I'm not doing this business again, Jerry. It's not bringing money and things like that. So surrounding yourself with positive minded people that will keep uplifting you, in terms of whatever it might be. So yeah, it's a very good business to venture into. You're happy, you make people happy, and then everyone wins. So yeah.
If you have opportunity to become U.S. President for 24 hours, what will you do for bakers and what will you do for the baking industry?
Ah, president for 24 hours. What would I do for bakers? Hey, this question makes me on. But if I was a president for 24 hours, what would I do for a baker? I'll fund the bakers. I'll be like, every baker upcoming, you're already in this business because I feel like people always say capital, 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 capital. So funding would be my number one. Like, do you want to get a mixer that will make things easy for you? Do you want to get this, and that? Just making sure everyone has the right appliances for them to make their job way easier. So I would say I will fund everybody. Just give them loan that they don't have to pay back. Just
How about,
continue doing good
how
and make.
about reducing the price of baking ingredients,
How much is
slashing
the
out?
price? How much is the price of baking ingredients?
How about slashing out the prices of cake ingredients?
Oh, that look. See, you can already be our president. I feel like you've thought out this question more than I have thought down about it. So yes, that's a very good way too. Like funding, yes, and cotton ingredients, we'll take that. Or just making sure ingredients are very affordable for us because it's hard to keep up with the quality sometimes when things keep increasing. Yes, we're
Thank you.
voting you for president. You got this.
Thank you so much for getting our
Thank
time to join. We
you.
had a time together, and trust me, I enjoy every moment of this section. And mind you, we will always come on your DM to invite you for more section with you because trust me, you have a lot to say, and a lot of people. I've seen that a lot of people are ready to listen to you. We need to let the world hear your voice. Maybe next section with you will be in a bigger form where we will have other bakers joining us today. And before
Yes.
you go, we always
Yes.
ask every baker we host on this platform this selfish question. What is your take on Baker's TV show?
All right, yay! Vote for Baker's TV show. They're amazing. I feel like you're doing a very wonderful thing here because when I got your text in my DM last week, I just woke up to it in the morning. I was like, Baker's TV show. Never heard of them. Like, why me? Like, why send like me out of all these other bosses and guy that I look up to in this baking industry? Like me, care. Things like that. So I've never, come across it in any way, but I've had the time to, go through your platform and see what you're all about. And I feel like you're doing a very wonderful job. I've looked at most of your sections on your pages from other, bakers around the world, from Ghana, from the UK, from all that. And everyone has very insightful things to say. And I was able to take one or two things out of it. So I feel like it's what you're doing is God sent, because most of the time bakers are very busy in the kitchen, and we hardly get that time to socialize or learn from other bakers like us as well. So I feel like this platform is bringing us together in some kind of community where it's okay to, voice out our not so good, like, our opinions, things that this customer is always complaining. How do I deal with this customer and stuff like that? So it's a good learning platform, bringing everyone together and just making the bakers feel comfortable. Like, hey, like everyone is going through what you're going through as well. You're not alone on the same boat. So you're doing a very God sent thing here, and we do appreciate you. So God bless, and God continues to increase you and continues to give you like that wisdom and knowledge to keep doing this.
Amen.
So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Come.
Almost final question. How do you relieve yourself as a baker? Relieve your stress from yourself
Stress.
when,
Yes, it
when you
is.
are. Mm,
Yes, it is stressful. So how do I relieve stress? I take days off. So out of this business, even though, yeah, people text you, I want to order this and that, I take days off. Like there's no work that even God rested on the seventh day, So I always say rest, rest, rest. And my resting could be me just at home watching TV. And my rest could be sleeping. My rest could be, just going out, socializing with people and not making it all about work every single time. It could be doing yoga or going to the gym or anything that makes you happy, listening to music. But I would say as a baker, you need to make sure you're putting in a time off for yourself. It's not all orders that you would do. And it's also okay to redirect your customers to other bakers that you also have eaten their pastries and you trust. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Just for you to have that time to, de-stress and, reflect and know what went well with this business, what did not go well, what can I change before the next month, just having that time of reflection.
okay. On this platform, we have hosted a lot of bakers from Atlanta, Georgia. I want to
Mm-hmm.
ask, what's the relationship like among bakers in Atlanta? Is there any kind of baking body which bakers get to learn from each other? What's the relationship?
So the relationship, I would say, here in ATL, and that's one of the things I was thinking about lately. So we do not have bakers community or anything like that, but we do I five each other on social media. We are in each other's DMs like, hey, oh, I always see your meat pie is always looking like this, what do you do? So we give each other tips and stuff like that. It just kind of feels it's more of like who you're comfortable with to get into their DM and ask questions like that. And everyone is always very nice and accommodating, and they answer your question. But in terms of like having a committee where we all come together and talk about things and stuff like that, there's nothing like that in the here in Atlanta yet. But if you go into their DMs, like they're always welcome. They're very welcoming to answer your questions and provide you whatever you need.
So, do you think it's necessary to have bakers community to at least that will get to help or yes encourage bakers to come out to see each other and share knowledge among themselves?
100%. 100%. And that was something I just don't know the way to go about it yet. But yes, 100. Like it's just very important. Like, and like that kind of most of the time eliminates this competition thing. Like, some people feeling like, they're all about it and stuff like that. When you see like it's a community of people that are very passionate about this baking thing, it eliminates all those other things. Like, learning from each other. Like you might have been baking for 20 years and I've just started baking for 4 years. But what I might be able to share with you, you might not have been able to learn it throughout that 20 years of your baking. Like, those that 20, 25 years, they are not like Gen Z. They're adults that is WhatsApp call. But what if I can show you how to leverage using, social media to put your business out there? So I feel like no matter how long you've been baking, there's always going to be something you can learn from each other. So I feel like it's important to have that community, where you're vulnerable, you're open to taking corrections and also learning from others.
Okay, thank you so much. And I believe, and I also pray that God will give you wisdom on how to go about it. And
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
because TV show, we can always make ourselves available to support
Mhm.
that. Also make sure that that comes to reality. And thank you for spending your 51 minutes with me. And I
Yeah,
enjoy it.
it did not even feel like it. It even feel like we've been here for about 15 minutes. That's interesting. It's been very comfortable. I feel like I was being myself 100% all through. There's nothing that I've said on this live today that I don't personally do. So I would advise people to do stuff that I've done and it's already tested. So I've been 100% myself today, and that's comforting. Just to be comfortable and just to speak about what you do. So yeah, it's been a good experience.
Thank you very much. To everyone that joined us today, thank you for getting out our time to join us. If you are not following us, please press the follow button. That's what we get as your payment to us. Follow us. If you are not be following my guest, please do well to press your like button, to follow button, but follow us so that you can always see our beautiful pictures on our platform. Thank you so much. At this point, we will call it a day, and God bless you. Always do well to go on our platform to look at other videos, other guests, other interview we have,
Yeah.
and make sure that you get something that will help you to improve your business. And to my lovely guest, boss, I will bring you back. I will bring you back. I'm seeing people are coming for you. I don't know. I'm seeing all of.
The only
Thank
one
you
is
so
girl.
much.
No
Thank you.
counterfeit.
Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Thank you. All right. Bye.